There we go. And we're live. Howdy, tubers and footers and Iron Dog race fans around the world. It's been a while since I've been on. I'm back here in Alaska. I'm at my mom's place, if you can't tell by the background. But I've got a lot to discuss because it is the 40th annual Iron Dog race. And you can get your book. Be sure to go pick up your Iron Dog book at Iron Dog headquarters or Team CC or any of the Iron Dog sponsors available. So we'll go through this book together. And for all the Iron Dog racers out there, check your emails, Iron Dog racers, check your emails because there is stuff in the email for you to look at and get back to Iron Dog headquarters about. So Iron Doggers, check your emails. There's a lot coming up with the tech inspection luncheon. So any of the racers, any of the people that would like to attend, be sure to get your tickets. It is free, and the racers can bring, I believe, at least one guest, but they may be able to bring up to 4 guests. But be sure to check your email and get in touch with headquarters or whoever else you need to get in touch with. So, if you haven't been aware, now you are. It is the 40th running of the Iron Dog, the world's longest and toughest snowmobile race, and it is held in Alaska during the month of February. So we are coming up to the race week here any moment. It's coming closely. So I believe the tech inspection is on Valentine's Day this year. So this is going to be fun. We've got a lot to discuss. I keep looking at the book and then getting distracted. So let's just go through the book real quick. And I have a few comments to make about some different things that are going on in the race this year. So when you open up your Iron Dog annual race guide, you will see there is a great Donlin Gold ad. And that is wishing luck to the ambassador team that's running this year. And I am telling you, the ambassador team this year is star-studded as far as Alaskan extreme sports are concerned, because not only do we have some iconic Iron Dog racers in the ambassador team this year, we also have an iconic Iditarod racer and her husband. So we've got Dee Dee Johnroe and her husband joining as well. So Dee Dee and Mike Johnroe will be on the ambassador team. So the ambassador team, which is team number 99, consists of Scott Davis and Corey Davis. That is a father-son team. Scott Davis is tied with John Feo for the most wins in the Iron Dog at 7. And then we've got Robbie Shackle. Now, Robbie is also an Iron Dogger. We've got Pat Riley, Ashley Wood. Many of you would remember from last year's race. So she is the women's team from last year that finished. And that's the second women's team to ever finish the Iron Dog ever. And then we've got Christina Woolston. So that is quite an ambassador team. And what the ambassador team does for the Iron Dog is they go from village to village and they speak with all of the volunteers and all of the race fans and just create good, positive communication and good spirit, goodwill through the Iron Dog course. And so they go to every single checkpoint along the way and take time to meet with the people in those villages, talk with the volunteers, and just see what they can do to make the race better for each of these villages. Because the Iron Dog goes through villages that do not see a lot of people year to year, and especially during the winter. A lot of those villages are shut down. And so for them to have some kind of commerce during this time helps a lot. And so, a lot of people ask, where do iron doggers stay during the race? Well, you stay where people will let you into their homes in a lot of places. And so in a lot of these villages, people open up their homes and their food and everything to the racers. And so the racers love to give back to the villages. And the Iron Dog is so thankful for all of these villages that actually make the race what it is. And it wouldn't be a race without all of the volunteers stepping in and all the fans being there. It is quite an event. So as you see on Facebook more and more with the Facebook Lives during the race, you can see all the people that come out to see the racers and be a part of the event. It is really an amazing event to be a part of. And so if any of you are able to volunteer, please go on to irondog.org. There is a place where you can log in and put in your information to become a volunteer for the Iron Dog. And they are always looking for volunteers. So, and thank you for any of you that are considering being a volunteer. Also, I believe there are some board positions open for the Iron Dog board. I am actually considering that because I've got a big, a big jump I would like to try and make and be in the running for, if at all possible. All right, so when you open up your Iron Dog race guide, you are met with a note from our governor, Dunleavy, and the Senator, Dan Sullivan, and a nice message from the current Iron Dog race director, Mike Vassar. And you've got the ads from a lot of the great Iron Dog sponsors. Lions Club of Nome, Alaska Airlines, and then you've got your table of contents, your NAC ad. Northern Air Cargo is a big part of Iron Dog, helps get those sleds to and from, gear to and from, logistics for the race. All right. So let's just take a look here. I'm going to just read right along here at the bottom on page 8 of the race guide. So what it is telling you here is your 2024 Iron Dog team. The Iron Dog staff consists of Mike Vassar, the executive director. Kelly Cherrier is a director of operations. Dave McKibben is the volunteer for logistics coordinator. Dave Bathke is the volunteer tech director. Stan Brown and Jake Goodall are volunteer race marshals. And Tyson Johnson, who is also an Iron Dog champion, is volunteer head race marshal. The board of directors consists of, this is the Iron Dog board of directors, Doug Dixon is the president, Keith Mantamock is the vice president, Jake Goodell is the secretary, Roger Brown is the treasurer, Stan James is the executive board, John Andre, director, Stan Brown, director, Johnny Dean, director, Dennis Faldorf, director, Stacy Green, director, Ruben Henke, director, Cindy Herman, director, Paula Oktuk, director, and Joe Rucker is also a director. The official guide, Iron Dog Race Guide, or Iron Dog Race Inc. We've got the guide is produced by Iron Dog Race Inc. Project coordination, Jenny Duox, Infinite Marketing. Website, Bryce Wilbanks, Starfish Enterprise. Editing, design, Melissa Devon, Out the Door. Be sure to check www.irondog.org for all your Iron Dog stuff. So on the cover here of the Iron Dog, you will see the 2023 champions and podium finishers from left to right. Team 14, Brian Leslie and Casely Boylan. second place team. And then first place team, you've got Team 7 from Team CC, Nick Olstad and Tyler Ackelstad. And then for the third place team, you've got Team 39, Cody Barber and Brett Lapham. Iron Dog headquarters is located at 7100 Old Seward Highway, Unit C in Anchorage, Alaska. The phone number for Iron Dog is 907-563-4414. There you go, Iron Dog race fans. Look at here. What a great photo. There's our champs. So here is the schedule of events. Let's be sure that we can make this stuff. So we've got Wednesday on Valentine's Day. We've got the Safety Tech Expo, and that's going to be at the Menard Sports Center out there in Wasilla on Clap. It is closed to the public, but it will be open 2 to 7 for your Racer Meet and Greet Expo. They do have the Racer Draw Luncheon from noon to 2 p.m. And again, Iron Dog Racers, read your emails. There is information about this luncheon in there from Iron Dog headquarters, so please check your emails. The Iron Dog Racers they've got racing on the brain, and we've just had 21 below temperatures out there. So these racers were really testing their extreme endurance in the worst conditions possible. But it's now 21 degrees out there. So we've had it's like a tropical warmth out there. It's a heat wave, at least for Iron Doggers. And then Thursday, February 15th, the ambassador team departs. Now, I want to be there for their, hey, Sarah, my flock, how's it going? We're talking Iron Dog. So Thursday, February 15th, the ambassador team leaves from South Big Lake on the ice at Susitna Brewing Company at 10 in the morning. I really, really want to be there for that. So I'm hoping to be out there to watch Dee Dee and Ashley and all of them head off. That's going to be awesome. Friday, blah, 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 blah. And then Friday, February 16th, we've got the Iron Dog Pro Class Race Calcutta. This should be interesting. And this is the first time they've done the Calcutta for the Iron Dog. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to be. And that's at 6 p.m. at Susitna Brewing. So that should be interesting. I should try and get myself lined up for some of this stuff. And then Saturday, February 17th, this is the date, tubers and footers and race fans, is the Pro Class race start. And they will be starting at the South Big Lake on the ice at Susitna Brewing Company. The times are, let me give you these. So 8 a.m. is the arrival time at the start area and check in with the volunteers. This is for the racers. They'll be coming in and arriving at 8 a.m. By 9 a.m., all sleds must be in the paddock with GPS units mounted. The reason why this is in here right now, thank you, Sarah. The reason why it says with GPS units mounted here, this is the last moment. A lot of these teams do not want you to see their practice areas, what they're doing. So they won't mount their GPSs till the very last minute. So that is the last minute. So they have to have those GPS mounted on by the time they're by 9 a.m. in that paddock. And then by 9:45 a.m., the Pro Class Racer meeting with the marshals. And now the marshals will meet with all the racers and discuss anything that's changed on the trail, because things do change overnight on these trails. And so they will discuss all of that. They will discuss any changes to the route, anything to look out for, all of the information that these racers need. And that will be taken care of right there. And that is like the last really get together for all the racers before the race. And then at 10 a.m., flag drops. So that's going to be fun. So 10 a.m., those first teams start departing. And they usually let them out in 3-minute intervals. It doesn't say here what the intervals will be. Also, then we've got, this is new. This is very new. I am not sure how this is going to work out. But they have the expedition class leaving after the pro class. This is a first. This is a first. So, I'm sorry, expedition class. My heart goes out to you because that trail is going to be destroyed for you. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine what it's going to be like to go after all the pro class teams make it out. Oh, that's going to be a gnarly trail for this expedition teams this year. So good luck to all the expedition teams out there. You were definitely going to need it. We've got over 100 inches of snow in Alaska. We've had a deep freeze for temperatures. I'm telling you, this is going to be an event this year. This is going to be the race to watch for sure. So the expedition class will start on the same place, South Big Lake, at the on the ice at the Susitna Brewing Company, and they will be leaving at okay. Let me look at this. So at 9:30 a.m. they will arrive in the start area and check in with the volunteer. At 11 a.m. all the sleds should be in the paddock with their GPS units mounted, and this is for the expedition teams. And then at 11:30 a.m., the first team departs. Now, all of this will depend on how the pro class departs, obviously. So this may be, it may be adjusted accordingly to how the teams go out. So that is really fascinating to me. I am just, wow. I'm curious. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and share what I'm thinking. Okay. So Iron Dog, normally the pro class teams, the expedition class leaves usually a couple days, 2 to 3 days before the pro class teams leave. And the pro class teams catch up to them and pass them and head into Nome before the expedition class reaches Nome. So the pro class teams go out 2 days after the expedition teams, and they are able to get to Nome ahead of them. So that's how fast these pro class teams are going. They are hauling ass. Now, the expedition teams, it's not like they're out there just sloughing off, but they're not on the intense race schedule that the pro class are. They can be if they want to. If the expedition teams want to race like the pro class teams, there's nothing stopping them. They can do that. But these that's the beauty of the expedition class, is you get to go out on the trail during the day and get to stay the night and sleep a full night in the comfort of a bed. For the Iron Dog racers, they are slam, turn, burn, and run and get to the next checkpoint. And wherever if it's on the floor, they don't care. Just put me where I can sleep. They get a few hours of sleep and then they're up and running. Things have changed over the years with staging the racers. So a lot of the strategy for checkpoints and things like that have been removed. But it is a fascinating race. No matter how you look at it, these teams are going all hours of the day. So this is one event where the racers are running throughout the day and night. So you can watch on the GPS as they're clicking along. Most of them now, it's getting better to where a lot of the teams are holding up at checkpoints and they're getting in, and then, so it's becoming more of a staged race than it was before, but either way, it's still the Iron Dog. So it is quite the event. So I am really intrigued to see how this expedition is going to work, because the other part of that is you never want teams running in two directions on a race on a racetrack. So once the Iron Dog Pro Class teams head out, you don't want the expedition teams coming in while they're set back out on the trail. And I seriously doubt Iron Dog would do something like that. So it will be interesting, and I'm sure it's going to be cleared up maybe when I get further down here. Because what the other thing is when those expedition teams come into Nome, that is the finish line for the expedition teams. It's the halfway point for the pro class, but it is the finish line for the expedition teams. And so Nome holds a banquet up in Nome for these for the Iron Dog. And so they will have their halfway ceremonies and banquet for the finish. So what I think may be happening is that to bring the expedition team more into the actual events of the Iron Dog, it looks like they're going to have the finishing, all of the finishers in one awards banquet at the finish. So that's pretty interesting, which is good, because then that brings the expedition teams and the pro class teams have not, I'm trying to find the words to say to not make it sound like they're not the same, but they are. The Iron Dog loves all of the teams. It doesn't matter if you're an expedition or pro class. Iron Dog will give you as much as attention and service and everything that you need. The difference is the media attention. The pro class tends to get the most media attention. And so I believe what they're trying to do with this is provide more media attention for the expedition class as well. Because prior to this year, the expedition class would go out ahead of the Iron Dog teams and they would get no airtime. There'd be no media out there. There wouldn't be a big kerfluffle around them, which isn't it. It's not really fair, because even though they're doing the expedition class, and I can't even see, even though they're doing the Iron Dog regardless. So they're doing the expedition side of the class, but either way, they are still going over 1,000 miles in less than a week. So on a snow machine. So I don't care how anybody likes to say that it's not the same, but it is still a highly respectable class. And that is a class I would love to do, the expedition class, if I was able to go back and do the Iron Dog. I wanted to do that with my family. I wanted to take my whole family and do the expedition class. But now they have limited, because before you used to be able to put as many people in your expedition class as you wanted. So you could have a team of 10, but now I think they've limited it to 4. But either way, it's a great class and they have so much fun. So if you get an opportunity, please check out all of these teams' Facebook pages, because they are all very active and they will explain a lot of their training schedules and what they're doing. So it's pretty awesome. I'm excited to see what this year is going to bring and how much this change will mean. So getting through all of that. So after the teams are out, so it looks like all the teams will be out by Saturday, February 17th, pro class, then expedition class. They're out on the trail. So come Wednesday, okay, I see what they're doing. Makes sense. So the teams, here's what's happening. So the Iron Dog pro class teams will come in, but they've got a couple days of Nome garage wrench time. So during that time is when the expedition teams will be coming in. So there you go. That makes sense. Well done. Well done, Mike. Well done. Well done, Iron Dog. So the pro class teams, the pro class Nome garage wrench day is on February 21st, Wednesday. Now, South Anchorage High School always has that on a live stream that you can watch, and I suggest you watch, because I'm glued to that every year. I am glued to that Gnome Garage camera. And they do have the Gnome Halfway ceremonies and banquet. So, because that's a big deal for Gnome to hold these banquets and have all of that, have the event around the race. So, like I said, all of the villages along the race, this brings in a lot of commerce, especially for Gnome, because then you get a lot of the race teams, their families, their sponsors, coming in, staying the nights. There's all the hotels are packed, all the restaurants, everything. It's buzzing. So it's good commerce for these villages. So then it looks like they've got the pro class restart out of Nome on February 22nd. So Thursday, February 22nd, the pro class racers will be at 8 a.m. on Front Street in Nome, and they will begin departing out for their southbound route. Whew, what a race. God, this is going to be so exciting, you guys. I cannot wait. Hey, Texas Jack, how's it going? I'm just going over to Iron Dog, the race guide. It's the 40th anniversary of the Iron Dog. Woohoo! And it is going to be a race this year. They've done a few things to change it up, so I'm really excited. They've brought the expedition class in, so they will be starting right after the pro class, which is a first. This has never happened. So this is going to be really exciting and really awesome. And so after they restart at 8 a.m. Thursday, February 26th, they head down and they are coming back to Big Lake. So the racers are going out from Big Lake up, and they're doing their Kotzebue loop, and then they're coming into Nome, and then they're coming back out and heading back down. And they're not doing the loop again coming down, but they are coming out and then back down and finishing in Big Lake. The race used to switch between finishing in Fairbanks and Big Lake, and starting in Fairbanks and finishing in Big Lake, and they would try and switch that up. But so this year they're with the Kotzebue loop. I think they're just keeping it the same route. Hey, how's it going, World Bigfoot Radio? Duke, how's it going? The gnomes are racing to Nome. So Sunday, February 25th, and I will be here for this. I am not missing this. So February 25th, Sunday, is the pro class finish of the Iron Dog. And it will be, first teams are anticipated to arrive between noon to 12:30 in South Big Lake at on the ice at the Susitna Brewing Company, exactly where we were last year. So remember where Joseph and I were last year? That's where it'll be again. So that is going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Now, because of my back and everything, we had to kind of limit where, how much uptime I had. So we weren't able to be there for the pro class teams to come through, but I wanted to be there when the women finished, and I was, and that was so exciting. So I will be there for the pro class finish for sure. So and it looks like they will have, oh my gosh, so the Iron Dog Awards, the Hall of Fame banquet, and the raffle drawing will be on Sunday, February 25th, 7:30 p.m. at Susitna Brewing Company. So there you go. I'm not sure if all of the racers will be finished by then. That has happened. That's happened. Even the year I raced, there were still teams coming in when they were having the finish banquet. So it's just, there's so much logistic wise trying to plan this race, and you've got teams from all over. It is a world event, so teams could be from anywhere in the states, in the world, and to try and get all the teams to be able to be in places is very difficult. And then to try and get them, even though they've committed to all this time, to be at the race, to be at these events, it's really hard to get them all to show up after the event and, be somewhere. So the easiest way to do it is right there at the finish, right there at the end, because then everybody will be there. So it's sometimes it's a little confusing. There were years ago where they used to hold the Iron Dog Awards banquets at the Sullivan Arena, and the Iron Dog racers would get dressed up in tuxedos. And it was quite an event, man. I used to always love to see John Feo dressed up. So, a lot has changed, and that's the beauty of the race, is that the ebbs and flow of the Iron Dog goes with the race and the racers and all of the sponsors that are involved. And so every year it's something different and something spectacular. So I can assure you, you will not be bored watching the Iron Dog. I just don't understand why it's not the greatest world event. Like, it should be bigger than the Baja, in my opinion. Okay, so then we get in and we've got some more ads. I'm just trying to go through the guide here, the racer's guide, with y'all tonight. We've got some more of the sponsors. Yay! There's the champs. Love those guys. All right. And there's lots of coupons in here. Valley Imaging Center. All these proud sponsors of the Iron Dog. So, and then it's got a great article, the Big 4-0. So be sure to get your official race guide from Iron Dog. It is definitely worth it. Let me just read a little bit of this for you guys, if y'all don't mind. So it says, a big year for an even bigger race. The world's longest, toughest snowmobile race is celebrating a milestone this year. The 40th running of Iron Dog promises to be the biggest and best yet. With 25 pro class teams, 38 expedition class teams, and a star-studded ambassador class team, Iron Dog Executive Director Mike Vassar said it's one of the biggest field of entries the race has ever seen. We will be leaving February 17th with almost a completely full field, he said, less than 6 weeks prior to the race start. The 2024 race kicks off Saturday, February 17th, 2024, with the departure of the pro class and the expedition class riders following immediately after the pros leave. Traditionally, the expedition class has left ahead of the pro class in a smaller, less fanfare-filled affair. But this year, the pros will lead the pack. With this being the 40th running of the race, we want the expedition class to be celebrated as well, Vassar said. Having both classes depart on a Saturday should give us a chance to put on a larger scale celebration, an event that fans, racers, sponsors, and vendors are all excited about. Also, Vassar said, the combined departure is more cost effective for the organization. Operationally, for us, it's one setup and one takedown of the race chute, Vassar said. It's too much labor at a time when we are very busy. The change in schedule also will help the checkpoint volunteers, he added. Across the entire race, our checkpoints, which are primarily staffed by volunteers, are burdened with multiple days of in and out racers. So this should help cut back some of those long days spent by having classes on the trail so far apart, he said. Our hope is to gain some efficiencies across the board while putting on a bigger, better show at the start in Nome and the finish. Well done, Mike. Well done. Man, he has really, really taken the Iron Dog into a whole new level. And that is what we want to see with the Iron Dog, because it has gone up and down and up and down. And it is such a spectacular event. And it is so much time and energy and effort put into this race by not only the racers, but the race staff, by the volunteers. This race is mostly run by volunteers. That is phenomenal. If you actually look at that, like this race has never had a fatality either. And that speaks volumes to the effort they put into the safety, the checkpoints, everything. It is a well-run machine. Sometimes it may not seem that way to people if they're watching as a spectator, but I am telling you, considering everything that this event pulls together with the terrain, the motors, like you are dealing with so many variables. So I'm telling you, they go above and beyond to not only make this event amazing, but safe as well. So bravo, Iron Dog. Well done. So again, I am so excited to see where this is going to go. So should I just go ahead and read the rest of this? I don't know. Let's go ahead and read it. Why not? What are you saying, Duke? Yeah, 40th anniversary. Very cool. I want to see a team of Sherpas from the Himalayas in the race. I'm trying to remember. We did have a team from Norway. That was really awesome. Okay, so let's just read. I'm just going to read a little bit more. So here's the article. It doesn't say who actually wrote this article. Okay, so fine-tuning logistics. The 2024 race route has a few other updates to note. This year, racers will begin in Big Lake and race the Red Dog Loop through Kotzebue in counterclockwise fashion before reaching Nome. Along the way, they will pass two new checkpoints. The Puntilla checkpoint is being replaced, by the Whiskey Bravo checkpoint, located 14 miles before Puntilla. Interesting. Vassar said Nova Minerals, a generous sponsor for the past 4 years, offered up the location as part of its sponsorship. The Whiskey Bravo checkpoint is the man camp for Nova Minerals staff working at its gold mining operation there. Interesting. Huh. Wow, because Puntilla's been a checkpoint forever. I wonder how Puntilla feels about that. That's interesting. Okay, it's a pretty big camp with a commercial kitchen, showers, and can house up to 50 people. Well, there you go. There you go. The next sentence explains it all. I'm sorry. Missy and I decided to take a 6-hour in Puntilla, and we ended up bunking with Barber and his partner, and I'm not even sure. I think there were other teams in there too. So it was like Iron Dog racers, just stuff them where they fit, So there, they've got room and they've got showers and food and all sorts of things, Puntilla was a great checkpoint. Missy and I actually got to feed a fox while we were there, so that was really cool. But this is awesome. That's awesome. Well done, Vassar. So let me repeat that again. I'm sorry, that is just too funny. Puntilla is a great spot. Let me tell you, it is gorgeous too. But it's a lodge, so they've got limited facilities. But it says here the Whiskey Bravo is a pretty big camp with a commercial kitchen, showers, and can house up to 50 people. There you go. Vassar said, their nice sponsorship has been appreciated, and it just made sense to move the checkpoint to that location. Interesting. But Puntilla still remains very much a part of the race experience, Vassar added, stressing that many riders, racers, and supporters will still choose to stay at longtime Iron Dog checkpoint, Rainy Pass Lodge. There you go. Okay, so you get an option. Well done, Mike. Well done. In the weeks leading up to the race, Iron Dog board members and supporters cut in the trail from Whiskey Bravo to Puntilla for that very reason. Oh, Well done. Man, they didn't leave anything out this year. I'm telling you. Mike has really done his work. The Rhone checkpoint 2 has shifted across, really, to Titna River to state land, where an Iron Dog supporter can host racers on his state leased land. Oh, that checkpoint is now simply called Titina. So, okay, so the Rhone checkpoint, wow. Okay. So the Rhone checkpoint was just a cabin in the in the middle of nowhere. Nowhere, y'all. Nowhere. Like there's trees that are like ski to ski. Like you're coming through, when you're coming into Rhone, you're going through this trail that is windy and tight and just up and down, and the trees are right here, like they are right, and your skis are just through there. It is tight, it is narrow, it is a tough part of the trail. This is a section you don't want to look down, like you are like zoned on that trail. So Rhone, if the racers got mucked up in that section of the race, where a lot of them do, because if you blip off, I even schmucked up in there. If you blip off too much, there was one of the racers, Unch, is a phenomenal racer. Anyhow, he took out all of his whole right, his ski, everything, shock, everything. And he ended up having to ride with all of his weight on the other side of his sled, lifting that up so that, because there was nothing there, there was no ski or anything, so that ball wouldn't hit into and wipe him out again. So that dude had quite a ride. So when you get into Rhone, it's just a cabin. It was just a cabin. So you would have had to pull your bag and other things out of your gear in order to stay there. They've gotten better over the years where they've gotten bunks and things like that, but it's still not the premium place to lay over. And so it wasn't a layover. It wasn't a premier layover position. It definitely wasn't a spot anyone would choose to lay over. So people who were laying over were having difficulties on the trail. That was a big indicator of what was going on. So you'd kind of look at who was staying in the Rhone cabin and go, oh boy, they're having a tough time, right? So that's really interesting. So that will be different. So that is a big difference. Those are two major checkpoints. So that is fascinating. God, this race is going to be really, really well done this year. I'm excited to see this play out. Fascinating. Way to go. Way to go, Iron Dog. All right. So now the next section is the 2024 race field. So exciting. I love the Iron Dog. This is the one thing I am so passionate about. I just love this race. So this year's race includes 34 veteran racers, yes, and just 16 rookies, down from 33 rookies entered in the 2022 race and 18 in the 2023 race. 10 racers comprise 5 all-rookie teams, while the remaining 6 are paired with veterans, including the father-son duo of Chris Carroll and son Austin Carroll of Fairbanks. At age 17, Austin is this year's youngest entrant. By combined years through Team 41, though Team 41 is the youngest, 19-year-old Tyler Reese is in his rookie run with 18-year-old friend and 2023 race finisher Hakan Wold. Way to go, guys. Their combined age of 37 is still younger than 22 of the individual racers in the field. Way to go, guys. Way to go. That said, it is often experience that is king in the world's longest, toughest snowmobile race. So it's anyone's guess as to how the 40th running of the Iron Dog will play out. Race experience is monumental, in my opinion, Vassar said. It's like everything you do. The more you bike, the better you get. The more you run, the better you get. And I think the Iron Dog is no different, but it's not impossible to win as a rookie, as Nick Olstad showed. That was a hell of a year. Indeed, the favorites this year are again Team 7, Nick Olstad and Tyler Ackelstad. Olstad, during his 2005 rookie run, ended up on the champions podium with Iron Dog Hall of Famer Mark McKenna. That was amazing. A rookie feat accomplished. Only one other time in Iron Dog history. That's right. That's right. But Olstad is no rookie these days. With 6 wins under his belt, 3 with Ackelstead, the two are a force with which to be reckoned. If they pull off another win this year, Olstad will be tied with Iron Dog greats John Feo and Scott Davis at 7 wins. Are you kidding me right now? Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Wow. Wow, Nick. Holy shit. I didn't realize that. Wow. Nick and Tyler. Wow. Okay. Okay. Let me read that. Wow. So Nick will, if he wins this year, he will be tied with Scott Davis and John Feo. John Feo is like my Iron Dog idol. That dude is the pinnacle of the Iron Dog champions. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. That says a lot. Wow. And it will give Ackelstead 5 victories. Amazing. I don't know how I'll feel if that happens, Olstead said. It's just, sorry. I don't know how I'll feel if that happens, Olstead said. I'd just like to go out and ride. It would be nice to get that 7th win, but I'm not focusing on it. Instead, he and Ackelstead rely on what they know works, putting in training time and making sure their sleds are in top-notch condition. Go Team CC! That's the advantage of experience, learning from your mistakes. I've been doing it for 19 years, so it's kind of just normal life, Olstad said. For Tyler and me, we work on our sleds as soon as we get them. We try to get all that stuff done on the sleds before the first of the year, and then you're stress-free. Tackling their pre-race maintenance early also allowed them to have a life outside of racing. Last year, we weren't in the shop past 7:30 on any night, he said. I've been there before when you're working on your sled the night before the race and it's not fun. So we get it all out of the way. Way to go, guys. Way to go. Longtime racing partners and Iron Dog champions Chris Olds and Mike Morgan are parting ways. Oh. Olds is retaining the Team 10 designation with new partner and family friend Ryan Sodasanti. Ryan is a great racer. Oh my God, those two are going to be great together. While Morgan and Bradley Kishbaugh will make up Team 6. Last year, Sodasanti and Kishbaugh were partners on Team 6. Old said, while the racing combo may be new, he and Sodasanti have spent many hours riding and training together. Ryan and I get along really good together, he said. It will be different with a new partner, but at the same time, it's something new and it's exciting to try something different. After more than 20 years of racing, Old said he is often asked how long he will continue to race. For me, it has always been for as long as I'm having fun, he answered. I expect this year to be really fun, maybe a little bit lighter than in the past, where you're expected to win. When you switch partners, there's a lot of uncertainty on how things are going to play out. So the expectation is to do good, not so much to win. I will continue to race, and so will Ryan, because he is very competitive. But I'd also rather make it more fun and make winning a secondary thing. There you go. Well done. Hey, Uncle Bones, how's it going? That is great. Now, all of those racers are exceptional men. Every single one of them. I am just so excited for this race this year. Ryan Sodasanti is so awesome. The Montessori school that my son went to wanted to do a big thing with Iron Dog, and so they wanted to do like a flat Stanley with the Iron Dog, and so they made a fashionista Jackie. And Ryan Sodasanti and his team that year actually took Fashionista Jackie on the Iron Dog Trail for the school. It was so awesome. And then he showed up at the school with all of his gear and came walking in with all of his Iron Dog gear on. And oh my gosh, it was so awesome. The kids loved it. So these Iron Doggers are just exceptional people. They really are. They go above and beyond to make this race amazing. And I'm telling you, if you get an opportunity to meet with any of them, do it, because they are all genuine good guys, and they're fun, and it's just such a great event. I love this race so much, and all the racers. I just love them all. Like they're all my little kids. All right. So here you go. Moving on, how to watch the race. So there you go, tubers and footers, all of you out of the state. The best way to watch the race is the live coverage. And I'll be watching a lot of the live coverage myself. So this year's Iron Dog, the 40th running, is not one to be missed. Even if you can't physically be there, fortunately, the Iron Dog Race Inc. has got you covered. So here we go. Live coverage. Thanks to the hard work of the South Anchorage High School media team, you'll be able to view lots of the Iron Dog highlights from the comfort of your own couch. Go to www.irondog.org to find links to the live streams of the race at the start, the Gnome Garage, and the finish. So there you go. That's who will be covering the race on YouTube. But if you go to irondog.org, all the links will be there for all the live streams. Also, they have Facebook. Iron Dog's official race page is located at www.facebook.com/Iron Dog Snowmobile Race. This page features official, vetted, and accurate information on the race, including daily posts and photos. Now, any information you read anywhere else on Facebook or anywhere else, it is not guaranteed unless it comes from Iron Dog. Okay, so if you read anything anywhere and that update does not come from the Iron Dog, it is not official. So keep that in mind, because there's a lot of comments that are said and statements that are made during the race in different Facebook pages. But again, it is not official until you hear it from Iron Dog. Okay, so keep that in mind. Time and Shine, welcome. I still need to call you. And then Iron Dog also has an Instagram page. I need to go check that out. I haven't even touched my Instagram in forever. All right, so Instagram, visit at Iron Dog Race for photos and posts from the race. So there you go, tubers and footers. This is how to watch the Iron Dog race. Be sure you do that. It is the greatest race on the planet by far. There you go. Let's get the Iron Dog more popular than the Baja, than the Dakar. It should be. I mean, come on. Think about how extreme this race is. Like, they are going over 2,000 miles in extreme temperatures and terrain, and in the dead of winter. I mean, come on snowmobiles. So here we get some more of our awesome Iron Dog sponsors. This is so awesome. I am so excited for Iron Dog. My brother works for Red Dog. Alaska is a big mining state. Oh, I'm going to destroy my book here, tubers and footers. Here is another great article. Iron Dog greats recall a very different race back in the day. You know what? I think I'm going to read this. Thank you, Uncle Bones. You were so awesome. I think I'm going to read this one. Iron Dog greats recall a very different race back in the day. 40 years later. Oh my goodness. Iron Dog trivia. Another thing John Feo and Scott Davis have in common, besides the same number of wins, they are the only racers whose sons also won the race. Scott Feo won in 2015 and Corey Davis in 2017. There you go. Oh, this is so awesome. Oh my God. Wow, this is just great. I'm sorry. Wow, Bill Long. Jeez. I am telling you, there are some amazing Iron Dog racers out there that you just don't get to hear about. And I would love, I think this is the perfect time to start bringing these old stories up, and that's what I would love to start happening, is getting some of these old timers on the channel and to just talk about their stories, because I am telling you, you guys will piss yourselves at some of the shit these Iron Dog racers have pulled off. I mean, incredible. Incredible. These are manly men and women. I am telling you, they are awesome. I love Iron Dog racers and Iron Dog champions. Oh, the pinnacle. So, all right. John Feo and Scott Davis are the winningest snowmobilers in Iron Dog history. When they started racing in their 20s back in the 1980s, they possessed the same competitive fire that today's Iron Dog frontrunners possess. Now, 40 years later, the two men still retain their 7-win apiece superlative, in the world's longest, toughest snowmobile race. They dominated the first decade of Iron Dog, with one or the other one of them taking the win in nearly every race those first 10 years. Feo's last win came in 1996. Davis's in 2007. Both are retired from professional racing these days, but their legacies live on. And let's just say these guys have seen a thing or two. Early racing days. Iron Dog has evolved over the last 40 years, and Davis and Feo have borne witness to it all. In 1984, the inaugural race, the course started in McGrath and followed the northern route of historic Iditarod Trail to Nome. And I hate to interrupt this. I won't. Okay. In 1985, the route was changed to Wasilla, Big Lake to Nome. It didn't double back to Wasilla, Big Lake until 1993. Today's route covers more than 2,500 miles and not only goes from Big Lake to Nome and back, but also includes the additional Red Dog Loop, which adds another 460 miles and travels from Koyuk through the communities of Buckland, Selawik, Kiana, Norvik, and Kotzebue. But make no mistake, a shorter course did not mean an easier course. On the contrary, racers like Feo and Davis had to be tough and unusually resourceful to successfully complete the race to Nome. Oh, this is such a great picture, you guys. I cannot get, this is such a great picture. I'm just going to read this. Iron Dog Racers, Kenny Howard and son Daryl Howard, third place. Scott Davis and Steve Deptula. Deptula sponsored Missy and I. Second place. And John Feo and Rod Frank, first place, celebrate their top 3 finishes during the inaugural 1984 Iron Dog race. There you go, tubers and footers. History right there. I love this picture. It's one of my favorite pictures. There's another one where Iron Dog had trophies like this. Love them. Love these old school photos. Ah, such a great race, you guys. Such a great race. Okay. Where did I leave us off at? Okay, here you go. We're getting into some stories. Here we go. All right. Take 1984, for instance. It was the Wild West of snow machine racing, and competitors relied on map and compass, carried mountains of required winter survival gear, and wore primitive winter clothing when compared to the technology available today. Feo and partner Rod Frank had been trying to shake Davis and partner Steve Deptula the entire race, but the pair was about to catch them on the coast. There are 2 ways to get to Golovin, depending on the conditions: the coastal route, which works when frozen, or the overland route, which is the only option when there's open water. Feo knew there was open water and planned to head inland. Feo is such a badass, y'all. There's so many awesome fail stories out there. We were headed to Nome and we're just outside of Elim going into Golovin, Feo explained. Seeing lights in the distance, Feo knew Davis and Deptula were not far behind. So he improvised, riding out on the ice as if headed toward the coastal route. He turned his machine on its side. As Davis and Deptula approached, he made a show of pretending it was broken, gesturing wildly as if he were cursing his bad luck. Oh, John, no, so clever. Davis and Deptula breezed past, following the coastal route. I'm telling you, the strategies these dudes pulled back in the day is some shit. As soon as they passed, Feo and Frank jumped on their sleds and turned onto the overland route. By the time Davis and Deptula had backtracked to the overland trail, Feo and Frank had a comfortable lead. Oh, way to go, John. You're such a badass. I'm sorry. He is so awesome. He is by far my favorite Iron Dogger. By far. John Feo. If I could get him on here for an interview, Tubers and Footers, you're going to see me turn into a babbling buffoon because he is so awesome. Oh my God. I just love that. So that was so great. Yeah, pretty slick, huh, Texas Jack? That is awesome, right? Good to see you, bud. By the next year, the tables turned when Davis and partner Gary Eoff outsprinted Feo and Frank just meters from the finish line. Coming down Front Street in Nome, Frank managed to cross the finish line first, but Davis and then Eoff came in second and third, respectively, with Feo just 3 feet behind. So you see that? How the partners went. Oh, man. I'm telling you, this is the greatest race on the planet. It is by far so exciting and just nail biter all the way. It is one of the races that is just fascinating. Gary got me, Feo said, laughing at the memory now. That hurt. To get these old schoolers on here. Another one that I really want to get on here to talk is Jim Wilkie. Without Jim Wilkie, we would not have an Iron Dog. So I would love to get him on here and tell that story on how Yamaha challenged him. And this is the end result. We got the greatest race. All right. I just love this race so much. The early days of Iron Dog also required ingenuity, a supreme ability to repair and rebuild sleds, and a level of self-sufficiency that some may argue is not as necessary these days. That's true. That is absolutely true. I concur. The technology is in snowmobiles and the durability has changed, Davis said. And the other thing that people discredit is the technology in navigation. You couldn't just look at your GPS because you didn't have a GPS. You had to navigate on what you can see with a map and compass. And when it's shitty out, you can't see anything. Yeah, so if you're having to navigate with a map and compass, and when Missy and I ran, map and compass were still required gear. We did have a GPS, but map and compass were still required gear. And if you are snowed in, if it's whiteout conditions, you're not able to look around for your landmarks to use for your map. So it can get very, very hairball out there, especially back in the day. Davis said it was also imperative to know the area because the course was much less traveled than it is today. If you didn't have local knowledge of an area and you weren't good with directions, you were screwed, he continued. Racers don't even think about it now. Guys who started racing 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they've never had to race like that. I think 2001, when the year Missy and I ran, and I think it was because Missy and I were on the trail, they made a lot extra markers, but a lot of that race, I mean, it's not a marked trail. Also absent in the early days of racings were snowmobiles made for the race. Absolutely. Davis and Feo relied on off-the-shelf sleds that they then stripped down to modify for the conditions. We had to modify them to go in the deep snow and modify them to go fast, Davis said. Today's sleds are much tougher, much lightweight, and have a longer travel. All those things contribute to it being a different race today. Of course, today's front runners often do the same, Feo said. They still have to take them apart all the way down to the frame. They go that extra step, but the machines are better to start with. While clothing and gear may not seem of paramount concern, bullshit, Feo said you'd be surprised how much of a bad case of butt rash can affect a person's race. When he started racing, gear consisted of nylon and wool. It was brutal in the early days, he said. It was colder back then. Look at the duct tape. Duct tape. We didn't have Gore-Tex. We had the old funky stuff like nylon snow pants with wool underneath that and wore old cotton underwear like you had in the old days. It would get really clammy. Guys have been known to have a serious set of butt rash, and let me tell you, that doesn't feel good. It doesn't. I concur. It doesn't. And then you get to understand why they carry Vaseline. A good old big old dig of Vaseline will help subdue that. Also in the early days, no outside assistance was allowed. Bingo. Racers needed to be solely reliant on themselves, which meant carrying spare parts with them, along with required survival gear like winter tents, bags rated at 50 below, among other gear. That was Missy and I. Yeah. It was a different race when Missy and I ran. Completely different race. But that is not taking away anything from what the racers are finishing now. That it doesn't take anything away from that. You had to have gaskets and pistons and everything with you to put your machine back together. Absolutely. I carried all that stuff. Missy and I carried all of that stuff. Feo said, and our sleds only had 6 inches of travel back then. And when you loaded everything on them, you were dragging. Yes, Duke, for the horrors of butt rash. Yes. There has been one of the racers was taken off the trail because his butt rash was so bad. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. I'm going to get really graphic here for you guys. So there's a lot of people, or males, or just people who have, oh, I don't know what just happened here. Okay, hopefully that didn't skim out. Yes, Texas Jack, that's the last pace you'd want a case of monkey butt. And it's this is the worse than monkey butt, because a lot of people have hairs down in those sensitive areas, and then they get all tangled up, and then they start ripping out. So it can get gnarly down there. Just saying. Just saying. Did he get frostbite, butt rash too? Yeah. Oh, now, if you've got that problem, you're in a whole different world. Okay, so despite the adventure, he remembers that weather was most often the biggest challenge during the race. I don't know if I clicked out. Am I still there, tubers and footers? Am I still there? For me, it would be when it was 70 below or when there is 4 feet of new snow, he said. Racers today still have to deal with weather conditions and trail conditions. They also must deal with sleds breaking. Even the newest technology isn't immune to the rigors of the Iron Dog Trail, and every year racers are forced to stop and become fast-acting, quick-witted mechanics despite the pressure of racing and fatigue. That's just something that's pretty consistent, paying attention and being aware of your surroundings, he said. Being a really good mechanic, not crashing and not creating your own problem. The level of concentration that these you have to keep is a big part of whether they will be successful. I don't know if I read that right or if it just didn't read right. But that's true. I mean, Davis points out some serious stuff there. Even though the sleds have gotten better and the gear has gotten better, you're still having to deal with 70 below and horrible terrain, and machines will still break down. So right here is the man, the myth, the legend, John Fale. Love that man. Love that whole family. His wife, Vicky, is a riot. Okay, so today's race. With the 2024 race marking the 40th running of the Iron Dog, the field includes 6 past champions, 1 with 2 wins, Mike Morgan, 4 with 4 wins, Tyler Ackelstad, Chris Olds, Todd Palin, and Mark McKenna. Yes, Todd Palin's running again, and he's running for Team CC. Yay! And 1 who is knocking on the door of his 7th win, Nick Olstad, 41, will be entering his 20th Iron Dog, and 5th with partner Tyler Ackelstad. Olstad won his first Iron Dog as a rookie, one of only 2 racers to ever do so. In 2005, with partner and Iron Dog Hall of Famer Mark McKenna. The course that year started in Wasilla, went to Nome, and then back to Wasilla Big Lake for the finish, roughly 2,125 miles. Since then, he has continued to quietly rise in the ranks. Not one to draw a lot of attention to himself, Olstad instead focuses on what's right in front of him, taking care of his sled, his fitness, and his focus. I get about getting the 7th, but it's not my main focus, Olstad said. It would be cool, but I just like to ride. And while sled advancements in gear have eased the way for today's racers, Olstad said the newer challenges of today's race make it equally as tough as back in the day. They were only racing the half race back then, he said. It's a long time and you have to stay focused. Today's race is 2,500 miles long. True, said Todd Palin, who began his racing career in the early 90s and continues to race today. If you think of it that way, John's got 6 one-way wins and 1 round trip, and Scott's got 2 one-ways and 5 round trips, said Palin, and 4-time champion himself, who has raced 28 Iron Dogs during his career. So Nick definitely has the most miles. Wow. The guys back in the day were tough, and the guys today are tough, Palin continued. 2 years ago, these guys were riding 750 miles in one day, but back in the day, these legends were breaking trail on Bravos and doubling back to race. So all of these guys have set the bar pretty high. Palin, who will be racing again in 2024, also noted that while sleds today may be more efficient, they can be more challenging to repair. Absolutely. Back in the day, you could work on the snowmobile, on the snow machines, and limp into town and get going again, said Palin. Today it's hard. If something goes wrong electrically or something out of your control, you're out of luck. Furthermore, Palin noted the amount of time and training that goes into preparing for an Iron Dog race has grown exponentially. In the last 15 years, the training has been accelerated, he said. Guys are doing pre-runs to Nome, doing 4 or 5 trips to Puntilla, doing a McGrath trip. Before my first race in 1993, we went to Squentina once and said, we're good to go. We will see that again on race day. One thing that remains the same, regardless of time, are the people. Palin said that's why he continues to race. The friends he has made and the experiences he has had have withstood the test of time. Olstad agrees. Finding a compatible teammate remains key, just like it did during Iron Dog's beginnings. Oh, wow. Hi, Brandy Haywood. Welcome. It's only 10 o'clock here in Alaska. Maturity is important, Oldstad said, and taking advantage of our strengths. Tyler is fast and he's a good partner. I'm more of the quiet type, wanting to get stuff done, and he's more of the talker. We are both pretty calm and level-headed when racing, though. As for Davis and Feo, they both acknowledge that records are made to be broken, and they both fully expect it to happen. I say congratulations to them, Davis said. The amount of work that goes into the race is incredible. These guys have a young family, kids, and all these things that tug away at your time. It says a lot about their commitment. That record is not going to stand forever, Feo said. Tyler and Nick, they are tough, and they are going to be the ones to beat. Great article. Awesome. I just love these guys. So here's a quote from the man himself. Guys have been known to have a serious set of butt rash, and let me tell you, that doesn't feel good. John Feo. What a legend. He is a true legend. I'm one of the old schoolers that say he had a 9th win. But that is a very contented race. So I'll just try and keep my mouth shut about that. But I say Feo had 9 wins. There was some contention way back when, because there was a checkpoint that wasn't really a checkpoint that you, hey Coin, how's it going? So yeah, that's why I say he's a 9-time winner, but yeah. Okay, so you know what, I'm not going to read all of these because there's a lot of great articles in here. Because this one, Hall of Famer unretires for 40th running of Iron Dog. See, that used to be one of the criteria for being on the Iron Dog Hall of Fame, was that you've retired and that you're not going to come back and race again. And so once you go on the Hall of Fame, that kind of like was the, but not so much anymore. A lot has changed. So I'm excited. But what they're talking about is Mark McKenna. So Mark McKenna is going to run the Iron Dog, and he has retired, and he is a Hall of Famer. So it's really great. So, okay. Here is the Iron Dog 2024 Hall of Fame inductees. Now, for a long time, my mom really wanted to see Missy and I on the Iron Dog Hall of Fame. I don't think that will ever happen for a lot of reasons, but I don't think that will ever happen. But this is really awesome. So every year during the race, they induct, I think 4 is the most that they can induct in one time for the race, but they usually induct up to 4 people every year for the Iron Dog Hall of Fame. And this has started, I want to say, in 2008, maybe around that time. So there's not, like, it hasn't been going the whole time of the race. So it's recently new. So there's still a lot of people that deserve to be on the Hall of Fame. So they've got a lot of catching up to do. So So like here, the Iron Dog race would not have survived 40 years without fantastic individuals like this year's 2024 Hall of Fame class. We have been grateful over the years to have such key people as Wilson Borden, Pat Riley, and Bill Fish Fisher to volunteer their services and time to the Iron Dog race. The Iron Dog Nation thrives only because we are supported by so many individuals across Alaska. These three have been tried and true to this organization for many years, and I am sure more to come. We are privileged to get to work and spend time with upstanding individuals like these guys. Iron Dog Race would not exist without volunteers and sponsors. This is truly the backbone of the Iron Dog Race. Thank you for your support of the Iron Dog Race. Mike Vassar, Iron Dog Executive Director. So this year we've got Pat Riley. In all the years of Iron Dog, there are very few people who have been involved at the level such as Pat. In my opinion, he's a Bob Kowalski level of contributor. He was always there in the beginning and is still contributing today, and here he is now, 40 years later, in our ambassador team. And that is Keith Manternock, Iron Dog Board Vice President. So that's Pat Riley. Wilson Borden, I think that's how you say it. Wilson has helped volunteer for Iron Dog in Nome for about 15 years, which included staking the trail from Nome to White Mountain and back. He's always been out there when the racers come into Nome, no matter what the conditions are, windy, cold, blowing, and sunny. He's always there. Iron Dog would not exist without volunteers, especially those in our remote communities. Mike Vassar, Iron Dog Executive Director. So there's Wilson. Fish. He's so cool. Bill Fisher. Fish. He is really cool. Bill is a guy who does what he does for all the right reasons. He wants nothing to do with the limelight. He's the kind of volunteer who does tasks without even being asked. He volunteers to our race because he loves the sport. He is one of the most amazing volunteers I have seen in my time. His dedication to our office is remarkable. And that was from Keith. Made that comment about Bill Fish. Excellent. Well done. Bravo to the Iron Dog Hall of Fame inductees. Yay! That is so exciting. Okay, as we're moving through, more of our Iron Dog sponsors. Be sure to get your Iron Dog book, Tubers and Footers, Iron Dog race fans. Okay, Iron Dog helmet program continues to grow. Maybe I'll just read more of these articles. Maybe I'll just read an article a night or something. But we'll get back to this because John Teal, Peaceful Journey, John Teal. We've lost her this past year. And that was Doug Dixon's wife, and just a unique woman. It's a shame. So in memory of John Teal, who was a big promoter of the Iron Dog helmet program, the Iron Pups. They gave out so many helmets. And here's the list of the Iron Dog helmet program sponsors. Let's just read them out. Donlin Gold, Nana, Tech Alaska, Red Dog, City of Nome, Linden, Cruise Construction, Capstone Clinic, Davis Block, Quintillion, BC Excavating, McKenna Brothers Paving, Crowley, Credit Union 1, Susitna Brewing, Warning Lights, Tom's Marine and Supply, Sitnasuk Native Corporation, Hatcher Pass Polaris, Bering Air and Alaska Air Transit. Those are the sponsors for this awesome program. Trying to get some quick numbers, but I know they have given out hundreds of helmets to kids all over the state. Yeah, 550 helmets. are being distributed, I think just this year alone, and for this. So we will get into this article and more. So I don't want to take up all your guys' night. Yeah, we definitely need to go through this book. So here are all the checkpoints for Iron Dog 2024. Now remember, we've got 2 new checkpoints. Very exciting. Tatina, formerly known as the Roan checkpoint. Wow. And what is our next? Where's the other? Whiskey Bravo. Wow. Okay. This is going to be so fun, you guys. This is going to be great. And here's an excellent poster. And then the Iron Dog Influence. 3 old guys embark on cross-country trek from Minnesota to Alaska. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a great. Rex Hibbert. So we've got some great articles to read to you guys as we get closer to Iron Dog. I'm just going to try and do a little bit of these each night if I can. Look at this. Oh, you guys, the raffle. Look at the raffle for this year. Look at that truck. I want it. I want it. I want it. I'm going to be getting my raffle tickets. Make sure you get yours. Look at that Jeep for this year's raffle. Awesome. Here's all of the official sponsors for the Iron Dog. Thank you, Iron Dog sponsors. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sponsoring the world's greatest race ever. Look at that. Woodies. I love Woodies. They're still my sponsor too. Here's 3 bears. And then look at this, y'all. Here's our 2024 route. Can you see that? Look at how awesome that is. Here's that Kotzebue loop. Woo! So do they go, does that put them over the Arctic Circle? Does the Iron Dog go over the Arctic Circle now? Maybe, maybe. Okay, tubers and footers and Iron Dog race fans and fanatics. There you go. Here's the Iron Dog raffle goodies this year. Over $124,000 in prizes this year. Be sure to get your tickets. I'm getting mine. Wouldn't that be awesome to see me drive that thing around? In my pink cape? You know I would. I would drive that thing everywhere. I wouldn't change the wrap at all. You know I'd be all about that, Iron Dog. Okay, let's see. So, the first prize, 2023 Gladiator Mojave from Anchorage Chrysler Dodge, $54,000 value plus custom wrap provided by Graphic Works. Yes. Way to go. Second prize, 2023 Royal Cargo 16-foot trailer from Big Bubba's Trailers. That's a $20,000 value. Nice. The third prize is a 2023 Polaris 850 Chaos / 155-inch track from Hatcher Pass Polaris. That's a almost $18,000 value plus custom wrap. It's got the Iron Dog wrap on it too. Look at that. Slickery dickory do. Fourth place is 4 round-trip tickets on Alaska Airlines plus $10,000 cash. Sweet. Fifth prize is Bull's Adventure Evo AM 27.5 mountain e-bike from Alaska e-bike. Oh, nice. That is sweet. It doesn't show the picture of the e-bike, but that's sweet. Sixth prize, $2,000 gift certificate from Specialty Truck and Auto. Seventh prize is $1,500 gift certificate from Climb. Oh, yeah. I love me some Climb gear. Eighth, I almost got their Climb. The Climb one piece. Like how much gear do I need, right? 8th prize, 5 nights lodging and meals for 2 from Alpine Creek Lodge. Nice. $1,250 value. Nice. And the winner will be chosen on 2/25/24. There you go. Don't drop it. Tubers and footers and Iron Dog race fans, be sure to get your raffle ticket. Awesome. Way to go. That's always fun. Okay, and this little doobie-doobie-doo here, I'm going to read this for y'all. Give you a quick, let's just see what I'm about to say. All right, so Iron Dog, the world's longest, toughest snowmobile race. Your support makes a difference. Become a volunteer or join our board of directors. That's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to try and join the board of directors. I shouldn't say it. I'm just going to keep my face shut right now. Iron Dog Race Inc. is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. In addition to supporting the world's longest, toughest snowmobile race, Iron Dog Inc. is a proud leader in the snowmobile community promoting snowmobile safety and outdoor education through trade shows, seminars, and community events. Learn more about ways to donate, volunteer, or sponsor here at https://www.irondog.org/support or email the director at director@irondog.org. Or keep us in mind as your local charitable organization when filing your PFD for next year. Learn how at pickclickgive.org. PickClickGive makes it possible for Alaskans to donate a portion of their permanent fund dividend. We're excited to be included. Oh boy. That'll be the only time I donate anything for my PFD would be to Iron Dog. Heck yeah, sign me up. Okay. Iron Dogger Racers, trust, climb. Indeed, indeed, indeed. All right, Champions Corner. Look at that. There's all of our Iron Dog champions right there. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Let's just do the quick. We're going to run down. Oh, that's the top 10 teams from 2023's Iron Dog. So last year's top 10 teams right here. Awesome. Possum. Okay. All right. Here we go. Our Iron Dog Pro Class 2024. Here they are. So we're going to go through this. I'm going to bring this up and we're going to do this way better, but I just kind of want to do this kind of quickly with y'all. So we've got Team 3. Kenny Clewine, shut up. Are you serious? Are you serious? Kenny Clewine is running the Iron Dog this year. Oh my God, you guys. This is going to be one of the most awesome years. I'm telling you, I am excited. This is Kenny. He is so awesome. He used to own Hatcher Pass Polaris. Just a good guy. Really cool. Really, really cool guy. I used to work with his sister at Alaska USA, which is now, I think, Global Credit Union or something. I don't know. Wow, good family. So that's Team 3. Andy, I think it's Andy Gawk and Kenny Clewine. Team 5. Oh, and Team 3 will be running Polaris. Team 5 is Cruz Clewine, which is Kenny's son, I believe, and then Zach White's. Wow. And I believe they're running Polaris. Team 6, Bradley Kishbaugh and Mike Morgan. Wow. Team 7. Yay! Our current champions, Tyler Ecclestad and Nick Olstad, and they are running Team Sisu Skidoo. Team 9, Evan Barber and Troy Conlon. They're running for Polaris. Team 10, Chris Olds and Ryan Sotasanti. They're running Polaris. And we got Team 14, Casey Bolin and Brian Leslie. They're running Polaris as well. Then we've got Team 15, Kim Bergeron and Jean-Pierre Bernier, and they are running for Polaris as well. Let me just flip that so you guys can see these guys here. Woohoo! Let's see, Team 16, looks like they're running Polaris. Eric Christensen and Chris Callan. How do you say his name? Kaltenbacher? All right. Team 17, Skidoo, Dylan Dorn and Dustin Dorn. Looks like the brother team, maybe. Right on. Oh, and they're from Minnesota. Sweet. We got some out-of-state racers. Love to see that. Team 18, Austin Carroll and Chris Carroll from Fairbanks, and they are running, I think they're running Polaris. Yes, Polaris. Team 19, also on Polaris, Chad Moore and Tom Davis. Team 22, Trent Johnson and Cole Sabin or Sabine. They are running Polaris as well. Team 24, which are also running Polaris, Colin Clayton and Tyler Gurley. So here's these teams and their bios. Brothers out of town, right, Uncle Bones? These guys are from Hayward, Wisconsin. Nice. Team 22 is out of town too, out of state. Way to go, guys. Way to go. Wow. I love to see this. Okay. Oh, you guys. This is so exciting. Team 26, Tim Gossett and Joseph Google. Now, Tim Gossett, does the last name look familiar? It should. His wife ran last year, Hillary Gossett, a rookie. It was her rookie year, and she finished to be the second women's team to finish the Iron Dog ever. Congratulations. So now her husband, Tim Gossett, and Joseph Google are running Polaris. Team 26, that's going to be exciting. Team 29, Mark Fosty and David Spain. Stop. A Spain is running? Are you kidding me? God, this is so exciting. I love this race. I love the racers. The Iron Dog is so awesome. Wow. So I'm going to get more into we'll do a whole thing on just the racers and their bios, okay? But I just want to try and get through this quickly. This is so exciting, you guys. Wow. Okay. Get it together, woman. Team 30, Blake Elder and Cody Worley. Yay! And they are running for Skidoo. Way to go, guys. Way to go. And then we got Team 33, and they are running for Team CC. Yeah. George Lambert and I think George Lambert's running from Team CC. Yeah, and Skylar Wells. Yes, they're both running Skidoos. I know there's one team that's split, Polaris and Skidoo. I'm not sure which ones. We'll come across them here. Then we've got Team 34, Chad Kangas and Kelly Summer, and those guys are running Polaris. Team 39, Cody Barber and Brett Lapham. All right. They are running Polaris. Barber is another Iron Dog family. Team 40, Stan James. Really? Oh my God, this is so cool. That guy is cool. Stan James is really cool. Oh my God, that is so exciting. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my God, that is so cool. And his partner is Daniel Thomas from Utah. Wow, exciting. So here we go. This is so cool, you guys. This is a great lineup. This is a great lineup this year. This is going to be an excellent race. Team 41, Tyler Reese and Hakon Wold. Awesome. And they're running. Remember, we just heard about them. This is the young group. And they're running for Team CC as well. Awesome. Team 44. Again, Team CC, Mark McKenna and Wayne Wold. What a great team. Oh my God, you guys. That is going to be another great team to watch. I'm so excited. Oh my God. Wayne Wold and Mark McKenna. Those two are great guys. That is so awesome. God, that makes me happy. Oh, shut up. Oh my gosh. Okay, Team 48, Christopher Sindorf and Paul Sindorf. Serious right now? Oh my God. This is so cool, you guys. That is so cool. They're also running skidoos. Oh my God. That is so exciting. And then Team 40. Right on. Awesome. Todd Palin and Clinton Van Windergerden. Look at that. What a great team. Clinton is such a good, what a great guy. Wow. That is going to be a great team to watch. And they're running, this is Sports Skidoo. They're running for Team CC this year. Awesome. Wow. So there you go. That was our pro class for the 2024 Iron Dog. And now, oh my God, that is quite a field. I am so excited. Wow. Okay, now let's get to the expedition class. And it is just as awesome. Okay, so we've got Team 50, and that is Ted Bauer, John Berlin, and Dave Hausback. Look at this. So they've got 3 on their team. Team 51. Oh my God, brothers, Mike and Randy Bedard. Look at that. And I believe Mike is from Minnesota. That's right. How awesome. That is so awesome. Randy Bedard. What a good guy. All right, Team 52, David Hodling and Larry Levine. Wow, Larry's come back. Larry ran with his daughter. How awesome. That's so cool. Team 50, Tim Nunley. Awesome. And Rob Robinson and Bo Stanberry. So here's part of Team 50. And there you go. Here's the rest of his team. There we go. And then we got Team 63. Tom Snell and Dan Stewart. And they're on Skidoo. There we go. Way to go. Team 64. Patty Gottfelty, Justin Savdis, and Rebecca Savdis. Way to go. There's 2 women on that team. Yay. I'll be watching them for sure. Team 70, Rodney Hildebrand and Rodney Hildebrand II. Oh, nice. They're going to be running Arctic Cats. Way to go. This is awesome, you guys. And Team 73, Doug Bloomer and Jake Maxwell. Oh, this is awesome. And Sam Maxwell. Let me open this up. Come on, get it together, woman. Here we go. So that's your Team 73. Team 74 here. We've got Butch Bologna and David Navarro. What? How cool is this, you guys? Team 77. Chris Forbes, Dewey Forbes, Brandon Harbor, and Jesse Tanner. Way to go. Oh my gosh, what a great group that looks like there. And then Team 82. We've got Brandon Duvlia and Andy Swenson. Awesome. These guys here. And then, oh, and John Wagner and Lindsay Wood. Wait a minute, get it together here. Okay, so Team 82, excuse me, consists of Brandon Duvlia, Andy Swenson, John Wagner, and Lindsay Wood. Way to go, team. There we go. And turn it over, and here's these guys. We're going to get to these bios. And then Team 83, Matt Den, Tim Johnson, and Ed Slicker. I hope I'm saying these names right. Way to go. Team 88, Harvey Farley, Howard Farley, and Kevin McDaniel Farley. Hey, that's a gnome family, right? Way to go. So here's our gnome team. And then Team 89, Nick Gustafson and Taylor McLean. Really? Wow, from Minnesota. Way to go, guys. Way to go. Awesome. How awesome is that? This is so cool. Here's our e-bike, where the e-bike is coming from. Awesome. And always remember to hydrate. Hydrate. You got to be hydrated to live. Stay hydrated. Oh, running with the big dogs. And we got another article we will read coming into the days. Look at this. It's Dee Dee John Road, you guys. She is running. This is going to be about the expedition class this year. I am so excited for this class. This is a star-studded ambassador team. I said expedition class. That's not what I meant. This is the ambassador team for the Iron Dog. This is probably one of the most phenomenal ambassador teams Iron Dog has put together, honestly. Because we've got how many, like Robbie and Scott and Corey, they're all Iron Dog champions. Mike and Dee Dee. That is so amazing. This is so amazing. I am just excited. And then we've got Pat Riley, who ran in, from the beginning of the Iron Dog. We've got Christina Woolston, Robbie Shackle, an Iron Dog champ, and Ashley Wood, another Iron Dog female alumni. There you go. So the contingency prizes for 2024 here, the total prizes are $58,000. So what I would like to see is to see this number go way up. So you know how we do this, tubers and footers? We try and get as many corporate sponsors for the Iron Dog as possible. If you know any corporations that you think that this race would be something that they should be a part of and could be a part of, let them know. This is the race to be sponsoring. All right, so let's keep moving. And I'll go through that as we get through. We're almost at 2 hours, so I don't want to take up all your night, your whole entire night. Here's some more of our awesome Iron Dog sponsors. I'm not sure what I'm showing you here. I'm trying to peek around the corner. See what you're seeing. Bear with me. And then we are at the end of our official race guide. And there you go, tubers and footers. There you go. You've got your Iron Dog official race guide for 2024, the 40th Iron Dog. Woo! How exciting. Isn't that amazing? Like back in 1984, when those guys set out on that race out of McGrath to Nome, could you imagine what that was like? Like they were riding on sleds with crap for suspension. They didn't have gear, like John was telling you, crap. And they had to carry everything. So Missy and I carried extra parts. We had so much stuff, and then we had to distribute our weight between the two sleds. And at one point, all my tools and stuff got shifted, and all that weight, you can tell, makes a huge difference when you've got it all counterbalanced properly. And if it gets off balance, oh my gosh, it's a whole nother whoa. What's happening there? So it's really exciting. But the race, that is what's beautiful about all these races. Anytime you have a motorsport, it is definitely going to change over time. The gear, the technology, everything changes over time. But no matter what, these racers are going through ungroomed Alaska's backcountry terrain. And that is still brutal. There's still nothing easy about that. So having said all of that, the Iron Dog to me is still the world's greatest race ever. It is the longest, toughest snowmobile race in the world. And in my opinion, I believe it deserves as much, if not more, attention than the Dakar, than the Baja, all of those races. And the reason why I say that is because, one, the race is held in Alaska. Two, it's in February in the worst conditions imaginable. And I mean, I can keep going down the list, but these are teams that are out there in death-defying situations, yet the Iron Dog has not, thank God, had a fatality. And that is because of all the effort that goes into this race to make it what it is. And it is as safe as possible of a race that it can be, considering what these teams are going through. And it's impressive. That should speak volumes to the effort put into this race, not only with the racers, but the volunteers and the staff. That it just proves how well thought out this race has been for over 40 years. For an event of this caliber to go 40 years is saying something. So bravo, Iron Dog. Well done. Well done. You guys deserve to be on the top pinnacle of racing, in my opinion. And so as I get better, I'm making another big push with my health. And so as I make this next push, I want to get more and more involved with Iron Dog, hopefully, if my body allows. And so that's what I'd really like to see, is to be able to maybe even be able to get on the board and just start making progress with the Iron Dog event overall. I mean, it would be great to, I just love this race so much. There's nothing that takes up more of my brain time than the Iron Dog. So, I mean, anybody that knows me knows, like, it is God, family, Iron Dog. That's just God, family, Iron Dog. That's pretty much how I operate my life. So I will be bringing you more updates as I go. I hope to do more and more of these, maybe even 2 or 3 times a day if necessary, just to get the information out there. We have a lot coming up. Tomorrow, I will be going down to headquarters again. I've been down there twice. I'm sorry I haven't brought you guys along with me as I've been running around. But so I'm going to go to Iron Dog headquarters tomorrow. I'm going to go pick up a ton of gear. And please go to irondog.org. check out their gear, get what you can, because it's always awesome gear. And so I'm looking forward to going and picking up some t-shirts for my guys, some hats, and I've got some bags. I always fill up. I always drop a load of cash on Iron Dog. So I'll go do that tomorrow, and then I'll come and show you guys all the goodies we got, and I'll read some more Iron Dog stories. And then hopefully, what I would really like to do is start posting the link in the chat and have Iron Doggers come on and talk about the race, even past Iron Doggers. I don't care where they are. Iron Dog family, Iron Dog sponsors, Iron Dog supporters, all of those. I would love to open that link and have anybody join. I really need to try and work really hard at getting more consistent with this, because I would love to sit down and actually create some interviews with John Feo, with Jim Wilkie, with Scott Davis, with some of these greats, with these Iron Dog greats. And I think that would be really, really fun for you guys to hear a lot of the stories these racers have, especially Shane Barber. I cannot wait to get that guy on to talk, because he is a comedian. You guys will love him. And so, and also the women's team, I still need to get them on and have a chat with them. And I know they're swamped right now. So again, it's going to be impossible to get these people on before, and it might be impossible to get them on after, because they're always racing. So but we'll see. I'm just going to try and get better at this. So stay with me on this journey, tubers and footers and Iron Dog race fans. We're going to get better at this as we go, but I really do appreciate your time, and any moment that we create together is a memory, and that's all that this life is about, is creating memories. So that's what we're here doing, making memories. So thank you for making some more awesome memories with me. I really appreciate you all. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow, tubers, footers, and Iron Dog race fans. Have a great night. Thanks for joining me. Take care. We'll see you soon.